House Speaker Nancy Pelosi landed in Taiwan on Tuesday for a historic and controversial visit to Taiwan that has been met with strong criticism from President Xi of China. China sees Taiwan as a breakaway province and has vowed to reclaim it. Speaker Pelosi is the highest level of U.S. official to visit the island in 25 years. Then Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, led a delegation there in 1997. Speaker Pelosi, a longtime critic of China, released a statement upon her arrival saying, quote, "Our congressional delegation's visit to Taiwan honors America's unwavering commitment to supporting Taiwan's vibrant democracy." Joining me now to discuss the implications, Gordon Chang, the author of The Coming Collapse of China. I'm going to show my bias here right up. I was like, yes, thank you, Nancy. There was a lot of speculation that the speaker would visit Taiwan on her trip to Asia, and she landed there just a few hours ago, as I've mentioned. There are reports now that China is sending tanks to the possibly sending tanks to the border of China and Taiwan. The Chinese Foreign Ministry immediately condemned the visit in a statement saying it was, in part, a serious violation of the One China principle. Why is her visit there being met with so much force from China?
I think that Xi Jinping, the Chinese ruler, Michael, has so many problems at home. And this from the debt crisis, bank runs, the mortgage boycotts. And I think he actually needs some sort of quote unquote provocation in order to divert people's attention. But, you know, this is right now China has troops deep into Indian controlled territory. It's trying to break apart the Philippines at Second Thomas Shoal. And on Friday, it sent 4 warships into sovereign Japanese water along the Senkakus in the East China Sea. So this is it's not so much about Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. This is about China.
Yeah, and I think that's the important part of this that has kind of gotten lost. Even though the speaker is the first high-level official to visit Taiwan since '97, when Newt Gingrich went there. This does, though, however, make her visit a big deal because I think, to your point, it places emphasis on the fact that this is about China. And is that the message she's trying to send, or what message do you think is being sent?
Well, in her Washington Post op-ed, she talked about she needs to stand with freedom and democracy, and Taiwan is a vibrant democracy that the United States has long supported, very much along the lines of her Twitter message when she arrived and the message you just mentioned. So this has been a consistent stand of hers for decades. You know, we all think about 1991 when she went to Tiananmen Square and unfurled the banner. This is something that she believes in.
3 years ago, the speaker tweeted a video of a visit she made to Tiananmen Square where she was confronted by police. She was criticized for that visit as just being a bold move with no real constructive consequences to it. Do you think there will be some criticism for this trip?
Well, there already is. I mean, Tom Friedman in the New York Times called it reckless, dangerous, and irresponsible. So, yeah, I think that probably she will get a little bit of criticism. And the Biden administration certainly didn't want her to go. But we got to remember that if she didn't go, Michael, she would have been emboldening the worst elements in the Chinese political system by showing everybody else that intimidation of America works. And that would have been unacceptable. And because of the debacle in Afghanistan and the failure to deter Russia in Ukraine, Taiwan has become the test of American credibility, not just in the region, but worldwide.
Gordon, I want to pick up on a point you just made about the Biden administration, because I find it raises a curious question for me, because the president reportedly did his best or tried to discourage the trip to Taiwan. Do you really think she had made this effort if President Biden really did not want her to go?
I think that if the president had actually called the speaker, that might have been different. I don't know, the dynamics there. I get the sense that she was going to go regardless, but the president didn't do all that he could have to stop this. I think that the president has a view of China which is just inconsistent with hers. And so she was going to say, this is something the United States needs to do, especially because the Biden administration has not been as robust as many people including the speaker, thinks that it should have been or should be.
Given all of certainly the bluster and the diplomatic harumphing that's going on, is it realistic to think that China will take some further actions or more serious actions to show its defiance of this visit?
Oh, it's definitely going to do that, Michael. You can take that one to the bank. We don't know what they're going to do. It could be especially provocative. They could fly a missile over Taiwan. They've done some things recently that have not gotten attention, but which are extremely dangerous. So, for instance, on February 5, they flew a plane directly over Taiwan Island. That's a violation of Taiwan's sovereignty. So the Chinese have made it very clear that they are willing to do things that'll take us by surprise. And we know that now that they've made this a test of wills and said they were going to do something, they can't just sort of slink away and say, oh, this doesn't really matter.
So before we go, Gordon, how much, just in the context of things, does the United States and Taiwan rely on each other? There's an economic dynamic there with trade for the U.S., but is there some sense of a security relationship there for Taiwan as well?
Since the 19th century, Michael, we Americans have drawn our Western defense perimeter off the coast of East Asia. Taiwan is in the middle of that line. But even more important, as China attacks not only our democracy, but democracies in general, we can't allow the Chinese to absorb any democracy, especially one as important as Taiwan. So, yes, defending Taiwan, in my view, is defending America.
All right. Gordon Chang, I really appreciate you coming on the program. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Zerlina Maxwell. Thanks for checking out our channel on YouTube. You can see more from Zerlina by clicking any of the videos on this screen, and make sure you subscribe below to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. Thanks for watching.